This means that we as the operator, or as Alice, are allowed to take part in this service. This means that we can now run the blueprint. So let's take a look at the run command. Now it looks like there are quite a few options for the run command, but don't get overwhelmed. First we see protocol. Here we're running a Tangle blueprint, so the obvious choice is to use the Tangle protocol. Next is the RPC URL, which, like the WebSocket URL from previous commands, defaults to the correct address and port, so we can omit that as well. For the key store path, we remember that we have the test key store and the deploy key store, and since we're running the blueprint as the operator, we want to use the test key store, Alice's key store. The binary path can be omitted here since we're in the blueprint directory and it will automatically be built, so we don't need to specify that. The network defaults to local, and since we're running a local testnet, that can be omitted as well since the default is correct. The data directory and the boot nodes can also be omitted since we're not using them for anything. The settings file defaults to settings.env, but it also will prompt you for input if you don't supply the settings.env file, so we'll omit that as well. Now that we have a good grasp as to how to run the run command, let's do it. So we'll go ahead and copy the command from the output of the deployment, and we'll run it. Here, we're being prompted for the information from the settings.env file. For Tangle blueprints, it will prompt you for a blueprint ID and a service ID. From output of the previous commands, we know that the blueprint ID that we want is 0. Similarly, the service ID that we want is also 0. Now, the blueprint is running, and it will continue to run until we manually stop it.